oh my goodness. MAC have just come out with a whole chunk of stuff, and also weirdly, it's not on their website. This is all on Ulta. I'll have an affiliate link. Massive thank you to Makeup Release Radar. They have all of these pictures and information that I stole. Let's talk about it. These are their Connect in Colour eyeshadow palettes, and there's 4 of these 6-pan palettes for $34, each of which are slightly different tones. And I feel like they've kind of done stuff like this before, but I feel like this is packaged a little bit better. I mean, look at that. That is aesthetically very, very pleasing. There's the Rose Lens palette, which, like, it looks like it's darker in the palette, and then you see the swatches and you're like, huh, needs more depth. Like, I feel like they really needed like a bluey toned purple in there to really deepen this out, because at the moment, the way that it's swatching is just very, very mid-toned. Then there's Encrypted Kryptonite, which I gotta say, that's kind of interesting. I like the darker tones on this. That silvery sort of metallic is quite interesting. And I like that they have a sort of a grey toned black in there that you could deepen things out with. I feel like I'd struggle a little bit with putting this all together, but I'm not very imaginative, and it is quite unusual that there's almost like a pinky toned shade in there based upon the swatches, but it doesn't look like that at all in the pan. Very strange. Embedded in Burgundy then gives us a sort of burgundy tones. There's maybe 1 or 2 shades that I would kind of go, okay, that's burgundy. The rest, not so much. These are very, very wearable sort of neutral shades for people who want to try something a little bit different. And the last of their 6-pan palettes is the Bronze Influence. And I do like that they have like a dark green foresty pine colour in there. I love that sort of a tone. Again, I kind of feel like a few colours are missing in here. I wouldn't really be the person to call this bronze because it doesn't look that bronzy. Or maybe I'm insane. I could be insane. Don't listen to me. But it's not just the 6-pan palettes that they came out with. These are their Connect in Colour eyeshadow palettes, and they are 12-pan palettes, each retailing for $54. If they look a little bit familiar to you, that's because they sort of are repackaged existing sort of palettes, or at least I think they are. They look very, very similar. But again, the outside packaging looks really, really cool, quite abstract. I gotta say, I think that's quite pretty. And if you know me, you know that I'm looking more at the colourful palette. That's a little bit more me. But I digress. I get very, very distracted by colour. This is the Future Flame palette, and I definitely feel it like it's quite a muted sort of a flame. There's definitely individual shades in there that are quite flame-esque, fiery, some might say. I feel like they've made really good use of the actual palette itself, in that we don't have a lot of empty space. This feels a lot more compact and comprehensive than some of their previous libraries that they've put forward. This is the Unfiltered Nudes, and I kind of appreciated that this is quite cool toned. So you do have that kind of choice between a warmer nude and a cooler toned nude. I think this is very, very pretty. I'd love to see exactly what the difference is in terms of your matte to shimmery sort of contrast, but I think this is actually quite nice. But obviously the one that I am most interested in is the Hi-Fi colour. That green is just very, very interesting to me. And it does look like we actually have a little bit of a multi-chrome in there. I think that's really, really nice. But yeah, as I said, there is a whole chunk of stuff. I mean, that's 7 different palettes from MAC. And granted, if you have the existing libraries, you don't need these. But if you're new to MAC, who knows, you might like these. I think it's interesting that they're attempting to revamp, but they're using their existing sort of palettes to do so. I don't know where I stand on that. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What do you guys think? I have this over on my Instagram stories at the moment, so you can vote in that. Or if you're lazy like me, just put your comments down below.